I am extremely pleased to address the water family once again, this time on the occasion of the National Retreat on Revitalizing Urban Water Supply and Sanitation in our country. I was here barely a year ago on the 7th of November 2016 at the launching of the Partnership for Expanded Water Supply, Sanitation and Hygiene. I commend the Honorable Minister and his team for your far-sightedness and dynamism in creating timely opportunities to reflect on these very critical issues in this all-important sector. There's hardly any need now to make the argument that water supply and sanitation has a multi-level impact on all other sectors in the human development value chain, and ultimately on the larger paradigm of poverty and productivity. And so by directly impacting the key indicators in the health, education, agriculture, food security, and environment sectors, water supply has a profound impact on the quality of life indicators and is a major determinant of productivity and poverty. In this sense, water supply and sanitation is, as the World Bank has said, is a single sector investment with high and most diverse multi-sector returns. And as further observed by the World Bank, from an economic policy and strategic standpoint, it is unlikely that any sector could have a larger, more substantial, and more immediate impact on poverty reduction in Nigeria. It therefore simply makes sense for government to ensure that the water sector is and remains a primary focus of policy and action. And this explains why the President, from the inception of this administration, has demonstrated serious commitment to the development of the water sector by, first of all, preserving the Ministry of Water Resources as a distinct entity and appointing a seasoned young engineer as the minister. Secondly, the government has prioritized water and sanitation infrastructure in our infrastructure development objectives. Thirdly, both our economic recovery and growth plan and our strategies for mainstreaming the sustainable development goals clearly prioritize water and sanitation. But perhaps the greatest moment for the water sector are the well thought out and creative initiatives that the ministry has formulated over time aimed at transforming the water sector and meeting all our national aspirations in this regard, as well as the SDGs. But despite the giant strides that have been made, the challenges are considerable and would require continuing resourcefulness and hard work. The World Bank and other authoritative studies through the years have shown, and I quote, that rapid population growth and urbanization has not been accompanied by a commensurate increase in the delivery of essential urban services such as water supply, sewerage, sanitation, and the collection and disposal of solid waste, end of quote. Although the percentages of the urban and semi-urban population that have access to reliable water supply have improved over the years, there is still a rather long way to go. Also, the overall effective urban water supply coverage as a proportion of the total population due to poor maintenance and unreliability of supplies is still under 50%. Our country is vast. The rate and pace of urbanization is alarming. So swift action, creativity, and synergy on the part of governments at all levels is imperative to bridge the demand and supply gap in the urban areas in particular. The times we're in are both challenging and full of opportunities. Global best practices are more readily available now than ever before. And the vibrancy of thought and action that we have seen from the ministry and the water family generally already show a willingness to think outside the box. So this retreat, I think, will be an opportunity to share and refine those ideas and emerge with practical solutions that will rapidly improve access to pipe-borne water and adequate sanitation in our urban areas. On its part, the federal government will take the outcome of the retreat with all seriousness for the realization of our collective desire to see that every Nigerian has access to affordable water and adequate sanitation in a sustainable manner. I've been informed that the Water Supply, Sanitation and Hygiene Poverty Diagnostic Report that I will presently be launching gives an overview of the state of water supply, sanitation and hygiene services in the country, based on a number of national data sources, desk reviews, and original research to analyze service delivery in the country and assessment of the sector's performance by the World Bank. It's therefore my hope that this report will provide the necessary inputs for the retreat towards making informed recommendations. In this regard, I must express our deep appreciation to the World Bank, and especially our dear friend Rashid, who has disappeared in the last few weeks, for assisting the ministry to prepare this important report, and indeed all the development partners for their support to the water sector. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it will be my honor and privilege in a moment or two to officially launch the Nigerian Water Supply, Sanitation, Hygiene and Poverty Diagnostic Report, and also to declare the retreat open. So it is my pleasure at this point to declare the retreat open, and I will go down in a moment to launch the report.